I decided to do my infographic on chocolate, something that I'm passionate about and that I love. The hard part about doing my project about chocolate is that there's so many different things you could talk about. You could talk about dark chocolate, you could talk about the process of how chocolate's made, you could talk about just cocoa beans. So that's kind of a struggle that I had at the beginning, was deciding exactly what I wanted to do. And I finally nailed down the topic of just talking about the cocoa bean and fun facts about the cocoa bean. So here's my infographic, and this first little box of information is something that I just thought was really cool. I wanted to include that it takes 400 of these little cocoa beans to make just 1 pound of chocolate. Then over here we have the earth that shows that cocoa beans are grown 20 degrees north and south of the equator because they have to be grown in a humid, hot place. And then down here, this little graph shows the world producer of the cocoa bean. And over here, we learn that Africa makes or grows 73% of all the cocoa beans in the world, which is really interesting because down here, you can see that they only consume 3.8% of the chocolate in the entire world, compared to Europe, which doesn't grow any cocoa beans, and they eat almost 50% of the cocoa that the world produces. Then I thought this was a really fun fact that on Valentine's week in the United States, 50 million pounds of chocolate is sold, which I thought is crazy. And on average, Americans eat 11 pounds of chocolate a year. And based on that first fact up here, I think I calculated that that would mean that every person eats about 4,400 cocoa beans in a year. So those are some of the fun things I found in my research that I thought was really cool. I wanted to include in my infographic. One of the biggest problems I had while I was making this was my graph of the candy bar bite marks. So originally I was thinking that I would just put this little bite mark thingy there and use the shape builder tool and cut it out. But Illustrator is really smart, and I'm sure this is done to help people out, but it kept making an outline right there where the bite mark was for this box. It would like complete the box for me. And obviously if someone's biting into the chocolate bar, there wouldn't be a line there. So that was the hardest thing that I struggled with when I tried to fix it. And finally, in order to get it to look right, I just changed the color of all of these little triangle bite mark things to the same color as the background, so you can't tell that it's there. So it just covers it up. But in this example right here, it shows kind of how those chocolate bars were made. And then in the final product, I just changed those bite marks to the same color as the background right here, so you can't tell. But overall, I had a really fun time making this project. It just was the biggest decision at the beginning, trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to put in my infographic and do my infographic on, but I'm really excited about how it turned out.